Okay, so you can see my screen, right, guys? Dollar maker, you really don't have to do that. Can you confirm, is my screen visible? And dollar maker, you really don't have to do that. Yeah, I mean, like, I'm recording the session already, and it would be on YouTube in few hours. Can you guys see my screen? Okay, perfect. Thank you, guys. So, I welcome you all. So I would be going over a few pairs that I have already set analysis on, and this time I would be going over, gold pair, um, Euro USD, GBPUSD, USDCHF, the major pairs. I really haven't analyzed these pair yet. I would be going over these pair live with you. What I'm seeing on these pair. I just haven't checked these out yet. Okay. So before that, let me just go over a few analysis. I would just go over AUDCHF and these three pairs. Okay, two of them were kind of it's one of them is still at the entry point, kind of. One of them it actually went according to my bias, and one of them went against that. So we would be discussing all three of them. So starting from AUDCHF. I think that was based on 45 minutes. Okay, so yeah, this was the analysis which I sent you guys. I had this redistribution phase right here. Okay, and price was right here maybe, and I was expecting price to tap this bullish leg right there and went down. So let me just go from the high time frame all the way to low time frame. The confluences which I had. Okay, let me just settings, visibility. I'll remove that from. Okay, come on, what's wrong? What's wrong actually? Never mind. I will just hide the drawings. Okay. So on monthly time frame, previously, as you can see, like this was the last kind of the supply zone right there. Price went up, mitigated the supply zone right there. Okay, and after giving a reaction to that, this right there supply zone reaction to that, it flipped that. Okay, so this was the last demand zone which was in control, and price tapped there and went up. Price again came down, mitigated this again, saw a reaction, and for a third time the price is coming back in the this demand zone. And as you know that the more touches we have in any specific supply and demand zone, it just gets weaker and weaker. Okay, and this time you can see the volume, like I mean, like it's if you compare it with these previous touches, it's really high. So that means that a large number of volume is kind of in the market at the moment. Okay, so yeah, that gave me this huge engulfing candle right there, that has a lot of momentum within that. And this autolog, this demand zone was getting weaker and weaker by these concern touches. So that gave me a bias that price might be pushing downside for a swing trade, obviously. But obviously when we go from higher time frame all the way to lower time frame, it just gives us more confidence. Okay, so let me just go to the weekly. Okay, um, where was the price actually? Just a second. Okay, price was right there. So it was somewhere right there. Yeah, it was right there actually. So same thing right there. uh, Guys, you really don't understand, like kindly join once I send the link. Okay, so right here on the weekly time frame, if you observe, we have a change of character right there. The price broke down. We had these kind of weak highs right there. Price liquidated them, okay, and after liquidating them, I was seeing a good momentum in the market. Like as I said about momentum, if a bullish momentum is stopped out, you know uh, for example, if there is a bullish momentum, I really expect price to do some consolidation and do a final wave to the upside. But if in such scenarios, if the bullish momentum is really stopped out by few candles, and obviously if we are seeing some huge momentum afterwards, then it just shows that how strong the bears are present in this level right there, in this region right there. Okay, so seeing this momentum, seeing this retail support right there, which we were seeing on daily time, monthly time frame, and seeing this price taking out this weak high and mitigating this order block right there. So it just showed me that price would be pushing downside sooner or later. Okay, so yeah, that was what I was looking at the weekly time frame. So obviously I had seen like the high time frame bias. So this was kind of a supply zone right there, and price has been mitigating that, respecting that. Now obviously you would ask that price is touching that region again and again, so why not go against that? So for my what I would tell you is that if you observe this side as well, just look at how many touches it did to this side as well. Okay, so now we have our high time frame bias to the downside. Okay, and we price was around right there. Okay, so it was more close to this region as compared to this region. Okay, and we have definitely a high time frame, so that showed me that the price might continue to the downside first, and maybe after taking out this globe it might liquidate that, and this results in a bigger distribution, redistribution right there, the huge right there, and the price might continue to push downside. But for the time being, seeing this retail support right there and seeing this retail resistance, a person gets confused. Definitely it does. But the high time frame and the price was close to this region, so I expected the price to liquidate this region first, then push the upside later on. Okay, so forward, I think it wasn't really something. Okay, yeah, it really wasn't something on forward. Okay, did I just made a mistake? Okay, I did. Okay, let me just go to object tree. Oh gosh, come on. Okay, you know the deal. Okay, let me just leave that. I did some silly mistake right there. So you know the deal. I was seeing this redistribution right there, right there. So seeing that, come on, what's wrong? Okay, so yeah, I was seeing this redistribution right there, and price clearly broke down. Okay, and as you can see that this wave that has a really a good momentum within that. Okay, you know so this was last bullish leg towards upside, and on a higher time frame you can consider this as an order block. Okay, so that has been remain unmitigated once this price broke to downside. Now even when price broke through this candle right there, not a single wick tab within that this bullish strike right there. So I was really expecting, like, if I want to see any increase, that would be around here. Like I could have seen this was some sort of consolidation, but price really can't just push to the downside. Sometimes it has to do retracements. So I thought that I expected that price to come up there, mitigate this bullish strike right there, and then expect the downside. And as you can see how precise it was, to be fair, it was really precise. uh, yeah, So that was what I was seeing on USDCHF, starting from the monthly all the way to the 1 hour. Okay, so let me just go down to CADCHF. Yeah, sure. So CADCHF was based on, I believe, 3 hour. Okay, yeah, 3 hour. Okay, so let me just go over the monthly time frame. Okay, let me just try not to mess things up again. And I have to do monthly. Yeah, it makes sense. Okay. So yeah, in this region right there, um, actually I was seeing this whole uh, range right there. Okay, just hold on a second, guys. दूसरे उसमें स्विच में लगा दूँ. Yeah, ठीक है. Okay, so yeah, I was saying like this was a bigger range which I was seeing on the monthly time frame. Okay, now that's really not much important because this is I mean too greater of a range. But the few things which I was seeing according to my anatomy of candles, okay, and those were, these wicks right there. Okay, if you see right there, let me just, that has been really an important zone for retail traders. Okay, just look at how many times it has does that, and it's again doing that. So this was some sort of a supply and demand flip. This was the last supply zone, price reacted to that, and again and flipped that. So this is the last demand zone in control. So I'm expecting price to, as price is already rejected from that area, so I'm expecting price to go upside and liquidate all this stop losses which are present here. Maybe it depends. So yeah, that was something. And about these wicks right there, there was a concept about wick fill. So I was expecting price to do a wick fill of these wicks as well. So that all things shows that the price would be pushing to the upside sooner or later. Okay, so on weekly time frame, okay, on weekly time frame, uh, what exactly was I seeing? Yeah, I was seeing this thing right there. So price liquidated their retail support right there. Okay, it mitigated this order block. Now, according to SMC, you can take a direct entry from um, this region right there because we have a clear inducement below above that, and once price taps the order block, you can have the trade. Okay, and the next thing is you can see this double top right there. So probably once this neckline breaks, then you can look at for short positions, but that is according to the retail stuff. So for me, once this got liquidated from this wick right there and tap within this order block, so we can expect price to continue push upside and liquidate all these highs right there. Okay. Okay, on 4 hour, yeah, there was really nothing. Daily there was really nothing. It's just corrective nature there. Okay. So yeah, right there. So right there, I was seeing this accumulation schematic. Okay, this price liquidated that low right there, and as you know that once the liquidity grab is really legit, then we would see a huge momentum. And as you can see, we saw a huge momentum. So when this auto block right there is really obvious, and it has already did 1 touch, 2, 3 touches, 4, 5, 6 touches right now. So that is kind of making it a real resistance, and in a smart penny things is just like the order block is getting weaker and weaker by these touches. Okay, so seeing this schematic of a Wyckoff schematic and the volume getting decreased, I believe that this would be pushing upside all the way to yeah, this liquidating these highs as well. Okay, I mean, like, we have the high time frame bias. You can do a swing thing as well, but if you have if the precision meets your target, then I think it's really enough, more than enough. Okay, so yeah, that is what I was seeing. Like, this retails about this huge momentum, and the high time frame confluences. So I believe that it would push to the upside unless some shitty things happen. Yeah, which could happen. We never know. Okay, so last pair, AUDNZT, which got really wrecked, to be fair. And uh, definitely, whenever we have a loss, we always try to look out for the reasons the market could show us. Okay, so on monthly time frame, I am being very honest and very fair. I was looking at this region, okay, this region right there, and seeing this momentum really gave me a bullish intentions, okay. But there was some things which I was seeing on weekly time frame. I think I did a mistake or something, but I'll show you. So on on monthly time frame, just look at the momentum right there, okay. So it's really not ideal to go against the momentum, and these are all mitigated highs. These are all weak highs for me, so I'm expecting price to do something about that. But on weekly, there was something which allowed me to go against that, and let me just show you. Someone just told me this, but it doesn't work. Okay, so on weekly, to be very fair, I was looking at this thing right there. Okay, okay, so yeah, I was seeing this consolidation right there, and price has been kind of really interacting with that a specific channel line right there, which is kind of more clear on daily, I guess. So yeah, so when price was here, I was expecting price to do some sort of UCAD and push to the downside to liquidate all these lows. But I believe that this wick which occurred right there, this wick, I believe that this already had took out this trend line liquidity. I believe that that might have been the issue with this setup. I think so. So as you can see on the monthly time frame, the price was clearly pushing to the upside. So I think it was better to go with that. But it's the losses are inevitable. We can never avoid them. So I had the plan that price might liquidate these lows all the way to maybe this, but price just did that and again went to the upside. And maybe if I didn't do that, but if we could have remained flexible, then you know price actually did liquidated those trendline lows, because it was around here when I saw the price. I said the price would be going to the downside, so I think that was clearly my mistake. Like, um, you know this week liquidated these lows and again coming back immediately again within the range. So I think that was more like accumulation. Yeah, sometimes it's really confusing. So yeah, but we know the reasons. Like, we shouldn't be going against the momentum, and this is something which is yeah, which we need to work on. Okay, so uh, I just came to know that most of you guys are really obsessed with gold pair, and I really have some bad and toxic relation with gold. But I will try to analyze that live with you guys. I haven't even looked at pair yet. Okay, so starting from the monthly, I can see this retail support right there. Okay, I can see these double top as well. Okay, so on the monthly, it just seems that the price might push downside, liquidate these lows, and then push upside and liquidate these lows, the failing the double top. Okay, so that's something which it seems on the goal. Okay, so let me move down to the weekly and let's see what do we have right there. Okay, so the structure wise, this was last demand zone right there. Price gave a reaction, and this is the last supply zone which is in control. So I believe this is more like inducement. Okay, I believe this is more like an inducement phase. So it seems that the price might push to the upside and mitigate that, and then take out these equal lows right there. Okay, that's what I see on the weekly time frame. Okay, let me just move down to the daily if we have anything specific right there. So I see price kind of being in a redistribution. Okay, right there, that might be clear on 8 hour, maybe 8 hour. The the test phase right there, and possibly there is a chance that seeing this momentum we might able to push upside and mitigate that, and so that would be our last point of supply. Hopefully that's what I'm seeing. This is the last the demand supply zone. Prices reacting to that, but I don't think so it would last for long. Right here, this is supply zone, price reacted to that, so this is the demand zone in control right there. So for me, I'm analyzing this based on SMC. Okay, so it might do that, and afterwards mitigating that, we may push to the downside furthermore. So for me, this high is more like an inducement, and price might react to that. But obviously, if we look at for low time frame, for our 1 hour, any sort of accumulation within this range, then I think it's really it could be a really good setup to look at for buys position into this range. So yeah, that's my anticipation on gold. Just let me check a look at 4 hour. Okay, and these are equal lows which can drive the price downwards. Okay, yeah, it's really not clear on 4 hours, so I will just keep that to the daily time frame. Okay, so GBPUSD, let me just do that. This pair is not really giving me good opportunities in these days. So yeah, price is really pushing downside. This is a weak low for me. Price might push downside because might have reacted to the, like, it tapped there, it tapped in this region, like this week, the previous month. We had the previous month a tap as well, this tap and that tap as well, all the way in this hidden order block, and price isn't really getting rejections from this area. So I think that price would continue bearish and took out this low right there. Okay, let me just check it out on weekly. That actually was a really good vision, because it liquidated this low. So this was kind of really important order block. But if this is failing to keep the price, if this is failing to hold the price above, then I believe that price is really bearish and we can look up for short setups. But at this trending, at this impulsive, I think there was no opportunity on the weekly yet. Let me check it out on daily. Okay, price took out this low. did it mitigate that? Didn't really mitigate that. So if price comes to this region, we can actually look for short positions. Like this is a swing setup. Let me move down furthermore and let's see if I can get anything. Okay, that is something important because you know, the keys to a strong order block is a liquidating of the previous lows or highs, which it did right there, a break of structure, and leaving of imbalance. So I think price might react to this order block. Hopefully, it could react to that, but this momentum is really strong. So we need tons of confirmation on low time frame to get in for buyer's position because 4 hours bearish, daily is really bearish, weekly is bearish, every time frame is looking for bearish. So if that is a counter trend move, then it won't last for long. So yeah, so if you can get for any bearish setup, then I think it's better. Moving down to USDCHF, I did a look at this pair. It's really messed up, to be really fair. And weekly was messed up. Some time frame was really messed up. Yeah, look at how messed up this pair is. Okay, so on the daily, let me just go to the monthly as usual. The same things right there. These wicks. Okay. These just seems that the price might continue the upside. Yeah, because if the previous wick was really a liquidity grab, then I wouldn't be expecting the next wick to go all the way upside and mitigate this region. So I believe that price really wanted to go upside, and it could do that. So that gives me a bullish bias on monthly. On the weekly, uh, we are still trading within the range. Okay, if we draw the range, because we have this market structure low and high, so prices are still within the discount range. We can look up for buyers, and it has mitigated this the demand zone right there. So that gives another bullish confluence. Okay, so on daily, I see this trend line getting fake out of this trend line. So it's like more like a price is trading from range to range, range to range. So it's at this low range, so I'm expecting price to go up all the way to the higher range, which is more like right here. Yeah, let me just draw that. Yeah, more like this way. So maybe this audible right there. So daily, other than that, there is no confluence. Okay, so that is a really important zone. You may be able to identify that how many touches 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 touches. So that is a liquidity pool right there. So price would be pushing to the upside. So if we get any accumulation or accumulation setups right there, we can capitalize on these moves. And let me see if we have any. That actually was something good. So that's more like inducement. So yeah, for my expectation, if price comes here, then we can look for long positions on this setup. So okay, Bitcoin, let me just check out Bitcoin. Wow. Monthly, everyone knows about that. It's bearish. Okay, these were lows which got liquidated, but price is not able to push to the upside. Like if this was really a liquidity grab, then we would have seen something like that. As I said, immediate push up. So that is still not a liquidity grab. So that shows the price might continue pushing downside, liquidating this low right there. Okay, that is bearish bias on weekly time frame. Okay, so on daily, um, this one says price was pushing upside, but it was losing its volume. That shows the price might continue pushing downside. So we can have schematic this way. I was looking at this, but there wasn't really important, a clear UDAD above this, range. So maybe it might have been this way or that way. It depends, because sometimes schematics are really not visible. So yeah, this has broken structure. It hasn't really, none of the demand zone has gave a reaction to the price. So none of the demand supply zones I can count on. Let me just check out forward. Okay, so on forward, it's really pushing to downside. I see another uh, distribution. So yeah, that gives me this view. Actually, it's really lengthy. A price would take some time to reach there, but I believe that uh, this. Let me just grab my tool. So these highs were liquidated by this move. Price broke structure. It left imbalance. This can serve as as this is really clear order block, so that might serve as a trap, the smart money trap. So price might come up to this zone, and we can look out for shorts. But honestly, when price breaks with such momentum, there are very less chances that price might come back into this extreme zones. So if we get any, I won't trust this. Okay, if you're thinking you should trust it, like I won't trust this region right there. It's really obvious. Okay, I don't trade obvious zones. So um yeah, its price is still bearish at the moment. I'm not seeing any bullish structures. Okay, now I'm not trusting this zone as well. I'm bearish on Bitcoin, but there is no specific BOI which I'm looking at right now. Obviously, if I look at if I find any, then I would update in the crypto channel as well. So yeah, that's all for this you know US 100. I don't trade these pairs, so I'm really not used to the movements of these pairs. Dollar maker, I'm not used to these pairs. I'm not familiar with these pairs movement, how the movements are. So yeah. So any question till now, you can ask me. Let me just unmute you guys. Uh, okay, you can turn on your microphone. You can write down in the chat box. How do you take your entries? I take my entries. For example, let me just do that schematic wise. For example, if we are seeing this schematic, okay, and if I'll on lower time frame see another schematic maybe on UDAD, I would wait for price to you know uh, go upside, come back within range. Then I would be looking for my entries right there, from there, placing stop loss above, targeting this 1:4 trades. That's much. Well, actually, we're looking on higher time frame. Sorry, higher time frame is more likely you just get your additional confluences. You get the bias. What the higher time frame is actually telling you, because if you just trade the lower time frames, then you would just lose the major thing which the market is telling you. So you have to do multi time frame analysis in order to look out at what height and frames are actually seeing you. Okay, I think I was clear with that. You're welcome. Bro, can you talk about volume a little? I mean, how we can use it to understand Bulgarian intentions. Shakir, maybe in like 2 days, I had planned to go over the volume alone. That Zoom meeting would be totally based on volume. So I will leave that to the next Google Meets. No problem. Thank you. And what time frame do you use to enter position? It depends. Okay. Some positions, I don't force trades on any something like what do you say, like if I find any suitable setup, then that is more likely, let me just go with that. For example, if I am seeing any good setup on 4 hour, okay, this whole redistribution was on 4 hour, and I would actually go on like 30 minute, wherever anything is clear, I would just go with that. Some setups of mine are swing trading, some setups of mine are kind of intraday trading, some are even scalping. It depends, like wherever I just get my clear vision of the schematics, I just enter that. So let me just check out how much time is it. So it's already 35 minutes. So you can ask me further questions in my DM. I would answer them there. So yeah, thank you everyone. Yeah, I'll just leave every other questions to the next session, because on YouTube I really don't want the sessions to be long. So yeah, thank you everyone for joining. I hope this was learnful to you, insightful to you. So yeah, thank you everyone. You're welcome, guys, you're welcome.